So we please welcome to the stage Anita Wise.
So much. Thanks. Hi, everybody. It is nice to see a full house again. That has not been the case for a long, long time. So good. We all need this because it's been a long haul, right? I think we're managing. You know, everybody's like creeping their way to the new normal, but I think we're all just a little crazy adjacent, though. I think that veneer of normal is not real thick, at least not for me. I figured that out recently. An incident brought that to light. It was, I had a doctor's appointment, which doesn't sound so unusual, but after a long period of lockdown and everything, there were several things unusual about it. One was I had to get dressed. That was like, oh, really? And then I had to be somewhere at a certain time. So it was all like, whoa. And then the fourth thing was, apparently other people are catching up on their doctor's appointment, and at my medical group where I go, the parking lot was full. I had to look for parking. In the lockdown, if you went somewhere, you could park. Yeah, so me and a few other desperate souls were cruising the aisles up and down, trying to find an open spot so we can move on with life. And, you know, we're stalking people, hoping they will just get in their car and leave. But finally, I got lucky, and I got a spot right up front. A lady was getting in her car, and I put my turn signal on to mark my spot, and I don't know what she was doing, checking Facebook or something. Anyway, she eventually backed out, but there was this window of vulnerability where the spot was open and I couldn't get in it. She was blocking me, and sure enough, this car zipped around the aisle, a little sports car, snagged my spot. And I want to tell you, I had instant road rage, and in this case, parking lot rage, but it was really like it was like The Exorcist. It was like, you motherfucker! I was like, oh my God, where did that come from? That felt horrible. I'm like, yoga breathing, yes! Anyway, it was like, you know, unexpected. I finally, you know, found a spot in Ohio, and I'm huffing it to the doctor, and I'm pretty much like moved on until I passed the car. And bam, I'm right there in that bad emotional place, just like, and I thought, you know what? I did nothing wrong. I'm going to leave this stress right here, right now. I'm going to leave him a note, let him know what I think about what he did. What do I say? No justice, no peace. Not very specific. Okay. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. And I thought, you know what? We're all going through something. Be kind. And then that's when I got the idea. I'm just going to remind him about the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So that's what I did. I left the note on his car. I don't have a pen, so I used my key. Yeah, I felt better. Gotta let that stress go is my point. Yeah, just feel better. Yeah, I did all kinds of things to try to relieve stress during COVID. I took up bird feeding. Yeah, first I got a cat. Anybody else get a COVID animal? I'm the only one, right? No, you did? What'd you get?
2 kittens.
2 kittens. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, mine was a kitten.
Birds, yeah.
And what?
They eat birds.
They do, if you let them out. Yes. Yes, or the birds in. Whatever. What did you name your kittens?
Oh, Val and Yoda.
Oh, it's very cute. And did you know ahead of time you were going to name them that? No. No, just you lived with them and then it came to you, right? Yeah. That's what happened with me. Mine was like a semi-feral little, like half-grown kitten who could run sideways around walls. I've never seen that. It was like really like sharp claws, sharp little white little teeth, and I thought her name for a while was going to be Stop That. But I settled on Scissor Hands. Yeah. So I got a bird feeder, and that was fun because that's Netflix for her. But for me, it was like supposed to be stress reducing, and it really wasn't quite because, well, I got the bird feeder, God bless Amazon, and but the stressful part came when I had to go to the grocery store. You have to shrink wrap and everything before you go in. And apparently I'd never really paid attention in the bird seed aisle because there are many different kinds of bird seed. And I am not familiar with avian cuisine, okay? They had like 2 kinds of sunflower, black and striped, millet, whatever that is, cracked corn, and I don't care. And it was just... This is annoying. I don't know what to get. But the Audubon Society had a brand, the most expensive one, and I thought, they'll know. And right on the bag it says, it's a better seed to attract the better birds. There's better birds. I'm like, if I'd known this was a competitive sport, I wouldn't have signed up. I'm trying to relax here. But I bought it, and I did get better birds. I had a flock of flamingos humping my lawn ornaments. So anyway, it's a new hobby, whatever. And it's hard though when you have an animal now, you have obligations. I was going away for a few days, and I had someone lined up to take care of the cat, and then right as I'm leaving, right as I'm walking out the door, there's a text. Oh, so sorry, family emergency, I can't take care of your cat. So I couldn't just leave her, but I did. I left big bowls of water and a great big pile of cat food, and a little note, pace yourself. She was all right, though. She's a good hunter. Anything that moves, she jumps on it. And I had to have the exterminator when I came back because of all the bugs from the food and everything. And that was something else, too. I had to get an organic exterminator because I didn't want them spraying poison all over the house with the kitten. I don't know if you've ever used the organic exterminator. They advertise all natural, no harmful chemicals. It just takes a long time, that's all. It's very noisy. All that stomping. I think we got them all, ma'am. They don't clean up. Oh, gosh. I've had to, because like all the schedules, all the normal things that would happen in the course of time, went out the window during the lockdown, all the routines. I now have like alarms in my calendar set to remind me to do certain things. Like there's one that optimistically says, time to dust. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Somebody should do that. I don't like dusting, especially since I read what it's made of. Anybody know? Skin, yeah. It's cast off bits of human skin cells. Mortifying news. Not only is my place filthy, I'm personally responsible. Part of the mess, I'm molting. So I'm moving on, it's going okay. I have one set for checking my oil, that's a new one too. Because before they would put the sticker in your windshield, what mileage you have to take it in, and then they do stuff to it, and then you get it back, and life goes on, right? Well, I finally found out what that little blinking light was on my dash for the last week. It's not a gravy boat. No, it's check your oil, so I know how now. It's pretty cool. I can pop the lid. that little stick out, wipe it off, stick it in. If there's nothing on the end, you gotta put oil. That's what I learned. It just takes a long time to get the oil in that tiny hole. No wonder they charge so much. It takes all day. Oh, God. So in the course of this, I discovered a book in my glove compartment. It was full of fascinating information about my car. So I'm reading it little by little. I have not gotten to the part that I'm very curious about. On my like gear shift, there's letters, and I know what they are, like reverse, drive, park, whatever. But there's also an S. I have no idea what it is. I'm scared to try it. I'm really hoping it stands for sideways. That will really make parallel parking a lot easier. Pop it into S and get it right. So, anyway, so things are opening up. I went to my regular hair salon finally, because I had to go to, during COVID, there was only one open little boutique in my neighborhood called the Pampered Poodle. It's a unispecies salon. I did feel stupid climbing up on that little metal table. Do a thorough job. Shave my legs. I don't mind, I just wish they wouldn't leave those tufts around my ankles. It's a look. Actually, during COVID, I never even shaved my legs. I plucked them. I had a lot of free time. I made a little craft out of it. I made designs. My first project was a cactus. I called it Tweezernart. By May, I was doing a 3-masted clipper ship. It was impressive. Oh my goodness. This is what you do when you're by yourself, just crazy amuse yourself. I'm single, kind of more or less recently, not real super recent, but I was married a long time. We had a very nice marriage. It's just what happened was, you know, when you're married, we loved each other. When you're married a long time, though, sometimes one of you dies. Pretty much what happened right there. So, yeah, no, I didn't like that one either. But, you know, I'm reconciled, I guess. You know, it's right in the contract. You know, who are you going to complain to? It says it right there, till death do you part. Well, there we are. So, and married people, you don't have to admit this, but you know you do this. Every once in a while you find yourself thinking, I wonder who it's going to be. Now we know. I won. That's all right, though. I look on the positive side, like we were in love, there was no drama, it was an amicable parting, you could say. It's not like some of my friends who are going through divorce, and I feel for them, because that's so traumatic. It's like everything's in turmoil, emotional, physical, everything. They're just a mess, you know, jealous, mad, bitter, angry, tearful, all this stuff. They're just emotional sog piles. I don't know what to call them. But I don't have that. I'm serene, you know, I'm comfortable. I know no matter where I go, a bar, a library, grocery store, I am not running into him with some hot new girlfriend. So there's that. But it's weird being single again after all this time, because, you know, it's been like, I don't know, 25 years, and I feel the same inside, you know, I'm still all, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. And they say, milkshake, honey, that's insured. I don't even know how to be single anymore. It's like, I used to be able to get my husband good and excited with just 3 little words. I made meatloaf. I hope that still works. Yep, I joined an online singles, An online singles dating site called for seniors called Brittle. Yeah, and they're nice. They have little different questions for us seniors, you know, like, do you have a DNR? It's been a revelation, the senior dating scene. I had no idea there were so many single available senior men who completely repulse me. It's horrifying. You know, it's like nobody looks as good as they did before, none of us. At this age, you have to grade on a curve, you know what I mean? And the curve is generally in the abdominal area. Well, what's hard for me is I'm not a fan of beards. And a lot of men my age have beards. They have the little baby beard, just the partial beard, which to me indicates lack of commitment, frankly. Beard, no beard, what are you doing there? I don't mind if somebody has a beard, I just don't want to be personally involved. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Because, you know, it's easier. It's much easier for the guys. They can stroke them, train them to grow that certain way. It's like having a pet for your face. Yeah. If you've ever kissed a mustache, you know what I mean. If you're curious what it feels like, this is all you do. You just take your toothbrush tonight and moisten it and shove it up your nose. Some of you have had those kisses, right? Yeah. I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, but you know. Anyway. And so it's interesting dating older men. They are more romantic. You know, it's not always about sex. Like one guy, when I see him, he always says, every time I see you, you're more beautiful. Cataracts. And I'm having some dating adventures. You know, there's a guy that I've been seeing that I like, and I think it's going pretty good. I mean, he hasn't said I love you or anything, but he did say, you fucking scare the shit out of me. Close enough. Yeah. But you have to adjust your style when you're dating an older guy, because like I said, it's not always about sex. And some of the lines that used to work to great effect, they no longer have that same result. The other night I said to him, I'm not wearing any underwear. He thought I just forgot. Do we need to go back? No, we don't. So I don't know. It's hard. You got to keep your looks up and everything. And thank goodness there's plastic surgery. I haven't done it yet, but you know, I don't even know if I will. I think if I ever do, it'll be for something like practical, you know, like a pocket. Keep my spare key, you know, something good. But they do anything you want now. They can take fat from your butt, use it to bang out the dents in your face. Now when you're dancing cheek to cheek, you actually might be. I actually did have breast reduction surgery. The medical term, I think, was lumpectomy. Yeah, I know. He's like, oh, Jesus, don't, not another tragedy. I'm sorry, this is what happens. Yeah, I had breast cancer. It turned out great. Everything's fine. In fact, I feel funny even saying that, even though it was real. I just call it cancer light because I got off, you know, pretty easy, and so everything's fine. The actual worst part about it is when they first told me. That's when it's like, because you don't know where on the whole range of it you are, and I had to get my head okay with the idea that they might take off a breast. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to have kids at this point, although I kind of wish I already did, because I could use an in-house IT person. Okay. At this point, they're purely decorative, you know. They are a match set, though, and I'm kind of used to them. They've become part of my identity. It'll be a little weird, you know. I'll be known as the blonde with the big tit. But as I said, it turned out just fine. It's okay. It's just, you know, you worry about, like, now I'm single, what's that going to be like? And because guys do judge a lot on looks. I'm not trying to single out one gender, but, you know, it's kind of true. I mean, we all do it, but, you know, like, they make assumptions that they don't even realize they're doing. Like, some men think the bigger a woman's breasts are, the less intelligent she is. It's actually the opposite. The bigger a woman's breasts are, the less intelligent the men become. Some of you noticed that too. I'm sorry, what were you saying? Oh goodness. So it's been fun. Dating is like interesting. I dated a guy with a tattoo. That was interesting. Because kind of hot. I never was with somebody with a tattoo before. He was a Marine, a former Marine, and he had their motto on his arm, Semper Fidelis. You couldn't really read it because he tried to remove it, and now it just says syphilis. Kind of hot, you know. And now, you know, that I'm in the whatever stage of life I am at this point, I'm thinking, you know, maybe I'll get a tattoo. I mean, why not, right? Nothing crazy, you know, nothing wild or anything, maybe just something beige. One just for me. Can they do tattoos of a firm neck? That's part of aging, is your skin stretches, and I'm not sure why we have that. I don't know whether it's like some evolutionary advantage, like we're gonna twist out of the grip of some predator or something. I'm not sure. But I'm not enjoying it. Like, I look down and it's like there's a small scrotum forming on my clavicle. It's not really attractive. I do try to look on the bright side, and I discovered, though, if I do this, I look like Mitch McConnell. I don't know when that's going to come in handy, but there is that. So anyway, it's been interesting. I don't know. Sometimes when you're dating someone, you know, they're pretty much conforming to your fantasy of who you think they are. And then once in a while, they come out and they break that illusion by saying something so off the wall. You're like, who the hell are you? Like when the first time we were gonna, you know, get jiggy with it, there was a concern raised as to the possibility of me becoming pregnant. I'm like, excuse me, do you need to see my AARP card? Somebody didn't pay attention in biology. I could have just been gracious and said, you don't have to worry about that. But I'm a comedian, and it didn't come out quite like that. It came out more like, pregnant? For me to become pregnant, your sperm would need a master's degree in archaeology, okay? It would need a miner's hat and a pickaxe just to navigate those long, unused passages. Forget getting through the uterus. That's a she shed now. Strictly storage. God forbid you even found an egg. I promise it's fossilized, okay? What a question. And what a horrible thought. Me becoming pregnant at this stage of life? Poor thing, he'd be born and he'd already be 38. So thank goodness I don't have to worry about contraception. Although sometimes you do, you know, want to use condoms, and I do have a we do have a dating tip for that, which is basically you want to think carefully before using those novelty condoms. I have your complete attention. I can't see. Which ones? The glow-in-the-dark ones. Anything that glows in the dark, really. Like if you have a digital clock next to your bed, like most people just keep their phone, but if you have a clock that you can see in the night, that's not very sexy. Because even in the height of passion, it felt like a half hour and it's only 3 minutes. I can subtract, you know what I'm saying? It's not romantic, that's all. And it's awkward, I didn't know what to say. Time stands still with you. Oh yeah, so anyway, they back to the glow-in-the-dark condom. The thing about them is they really work. When the lights are out, you can see it. All of a sudden, your man becomes Luke Skywalker with a lightsaber. He's all happy and proud. It's not so good if you have a cat. Thank you so much.
Let's hear it for Anita.